All right, this is Chaotic Crypto, where we defy tyranny. All right, 2 days in a row now. I'm doing pretty good here. Fear and Greed Index has dropped down to 51. We're probably going to see a little bit more of a pullback. The way the momentum of the markets are going, just kind of everything going on, it's looking like a pullback is more likely. I was looking also at the Pepe chart, and I did short this thing. And judging from Elliott wave analysis, we've had our five wave impulse upwards, and what could happen on from here. It's a little bit of a risk. I pretty much shorted it right here and got all of that, doubled my money. I pretty much closed most all the position just due to we're getting a retest at the previous support here, and there is a slight possibility we could start going up. We had a bit of a ABC correction, so 1, 2, 3, pretty much ABC. Like the ABC's already done, so there's a possibility that we might come back on up, and this thing might kind of be something that sticks around. I really am not a meme coin kind of guy. What's kind of given me some, I don't want to say hope, but the only thing that kind of makes me think that this thing might stick around is that it's Bitcoin's first big deal, BRC20. And I've done more research. I didn't think that's what it all was or what it was about. But it's basically like the first NFT on Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin network. So it's just interesting, and I think that because of that, it might give it some novelty value, kind of like baseball cards, right? That's what NFTs, all that stuff. It's just artwork that's been given value in an overinflated market because of all the government printing that happened over the years. So I'm not trying to short this thing just yet. But if we do come up here, where I would take a speculative short, if we come up here to 24 cents, 25 cents and get rejected, that might be a speculative short with a stop loss. If we have broken off down on this, it's a 4-hour moving average. The daily, there's just not enough price data to really suggest anything. It's just too new of a thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not a big meme coin. I like fundamentals. Zilliqa is really kind of giving a crazy retracement. I'm hoping to pick some more of this up. Unfortunately, I was using crypto.com to buy my Zilliqa, and it's making it really difficult. For some reason, it won't take my cards. So it'll happen. Having multiple accounts, I think, in the industry is very smart. At least 2 exchanges, I would say, that are regulated. Maybe a couple of DEX exchanges, too. You have to be able to buy crypto to be able to partake in this whole thing. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. Tezos looking mighty weak. Let's take a look at the weekly. When in doubt, zoom out. We're probably going to start forming some kind of a base. We're getting a retest. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're getting kind of a retest. Yeah, let's see. Previous resistance becomes support. So if we come down just a little bit further and get a good bounce, I think that would be pretty solid. Stochastic RSI is totally reset. The altcoins have really been taking a big beating, so I think there's some good opportunity there. XRP is looking pretty juicy for some longing. I don't think we'll get too much more blood here. Back to my previous analysis, I think Bitcoin over the next maybe a couple weeks, stochastic RSI may completely we get a complete retracement on the stochastic RSI, bringing that down to the oversold levels. Though we are holding some support here, so I wonder if that's going to become a thing. Maybe we can form support. We're on the 0.618. Okay, I haven't seen this. This is actually pretty bullish. So we are holding support on the 0.618. Interesting. I think. I don't know, actually. Apologies, I don't know what that was in relation to. No, that was wrong. They're not holding on the 0.618 right now. Let's see. From our top at 31, pretty much. Okay, 0.618 retracement would take us to about 25K. 0.786, 23K. Maybe we wick down and take the previous gap. We already got that Dragonfly Doji on the weekly, and I just have a hard time thinking we're going to come down and revisit the whole thing. Not anytime soon. That was a bullish momentum confirmation candle, and to me, I'm seeing just a little bit more of a pullback, kind of like maybe a retest or redo of this sort of situation. So maybe we come back, do another Dragonfly down to 0.718, 23K, and pull on back up. That'd be probably a good range to look at longing and buying back in the market. Another thing is the total market cap. We're at levels right now that are really prime. If we get a bounce off here on the total market cap, it's going to be super prime to just bull rip over the next year. Really, I mean, for the next year to 2 years. That's what I'm seeing. This is inverse head and shoulders. It's a beautiful bottoming pattern. Regardless of what the U.S. does, like a lot of people are like really concerned about what the United States does, and just making sure the thing was working. It's not about the U.S. anymore, and the SEC and Gary has really messed up, and the government has really dragged their feet on all of this, and they are really screwed. They might be able to do some stuff in the next 12 months that really aggressively help the U.S. in blockchain regulation and innovation, but for now it's screwed up, and the other countries are taking over. Asia and who knows, India might come in, Russia, China, all of that. The UK is even above the US right now with innovation, which is just sad. It's really, even Brian Garlinghouse from Coinbase has said how sad this is. And it's just a sad day in America that we've really left behind some of those really strong ideals, I guess. And I really hope we can get it back. But it's just I'm looking at getting second citizenship, like just in case, it's just a bad. It's not good for innovation anymore. The U.S. is going through a very dark time. Not trying to get too political, but it's very dark. It's a very dark time. Very dystopian, very the information, the way it's being controlled. Blockchain will completely help all of this, but until then, the politics are fighting that. So we'll see what happens. Just I'm really seeing some bullish momentum here. On the 21-week moving average is at 1.05, so we could get a little bit more of a pullback. More likely we find support at 1.1 trillion. Maybe we come into 1 trill. And honestly, on the total market cap, so this is all the altcoins. It's finding the support at the 1 trillion. This is probably one of the really good opportunities to buy altcoins right now. And now that I see that, I might actually buy some altcoins tonight. So see what happens. Trying to give you some good alpha here. Again, I'm going to Miami Crypto Bitcoin Conference next week on Friday and Saturday. I'm going to really scope out and see where the hype is, where the strong companies, which ones have stuck around, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I want to really try to give some good, just on different information, try to make some networking connections. So we'll see what happens there. Check out a few other things. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick, just on the short time frame. See if we might see beginning a bounce here soon. Yeah, a bounce up to 28 actually could happen. And that's really just going sideways. Even if we just go sideways, that will reset some of the RSIs. But it's just looking kind of like a Bart Simpson pattern. Bart Simpson would bring us, basically Bart just come right back down to where this previous thing is. I think it's kind of comes down to here, or like a wick down to 21. Like something really bad might just happen. Just and then we bounce back up and come on back up. Something like that is very, very likely. So just I'm having dry powder for that event. Oh yeah, please smash the likes, and comment, subscribe. Leave any advice, whatnot. I would appreciate it. Let's see what's going on with the leverage. We're still kind of we're not over leveraged yet. We're kind of just in the middle green zone. And I did reset my VPVR chart, crypto watch, which I plan to start using this a little bit more. I'm getting a little frustrated with it that it takes so long to load. And while that's loading, we'll do the crypto bubbles. A little bit of a bounce, nothing great. Bitcoin Satoshi Vision's probably getting, so basically Bitcoin network has been congested with all the BRC20s, the Pepe coins and meme coins, and like it's actually slowing down the network and making the transactions really expensive, which this is very speculative, but this may, Bitcoin Cash may start coming into play. What might really start coming into play, no one's talking about it yet. I want to say right now, Litecoin. Now, Litecoin was supposed to be the silver to the gold type of thing, and it's probably more decentralized. And I mean, it's mined with Dogecoin. And it has its halving coming up in, I believe, the fall, September, October. So that might be a narrative that comes out pretty soon. I mean, its chart looks kind of like terrible. Like it's nothing great. Actually, let's bring it up on my other account. Is this thing fun? This thing needs to load. Come on. I'll just reset it and do that. Where is Litecoin? LTC. I never. It's been so long since I've looked at this chart. And we're getting some news here. Core inflation rate. I don't know what these. Michigan consumer sentiment. I don't know what these. PPI. Core inflation rate year to date. Forecast. Reviews actual. I haven't gotten any of that stuff yet. I don't know why it's showing me that. Back to the weekly. This is like my long-term speculation. What might happen with Litecoin? It's silly, but yeah, really, Litecoin looks kind of primed to do all right. I mean, I don't think it's going to die. It's a very active coin. We could look at what it did last cycle. See what kind of returns it we got. Price range from that bottom, we're probably somewhere similar to there. 700% gains. So I think it's very likely we'll be hitting some resistance here. So this is going to be something that probably front runs the market. So from right here, you're probably at 400 to 500% gains over the next year to 2 years. I mean, hell, it might really start ripping soon into the fall, into here, and then we fall back down. It's very speculative, but I think like Litecoin, it might have a narrative coming up, and that'll be really interesting if that happens. All right, let's see if this thing will load. But it shows where this gap is that might have there's a big gap that Bitcoin, if it keeps on retesting this one spot, we're gonna have a giant drop down to like 22, 23K relatively quickly. I think it's almost done loading. It's just basically loading all the price data. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why. Okay, so basically there's a gap within the price ranges here. So if we break this level, which is looking like we will, it's really looking like the markets want to pull back and give everyone a good buying opportunity. It'd be a really good buying opportunity. We'll probably come back down. Worst case scenario, we'd come down to 20K. I don't think we'll come down that far. I think we'd probably find support somewhere at 22, 23, somewhere in here. regardless, we need more support built in this 23 to 25 to 26K level. When we lose it, we're going to jump down real quick. Now, a slight chance that we get nice bullish activity. We come back up here to 38. And I think even then we'd still pop down. We really just need to fill this this price data, this price gap. So that's where I'm thinking. And looking back, I'm really I made a video a few weeks ago. I was like, I'm taking profits, and I was really getting hopeful that we would rip above 31K, and we just didn't. I made that video, I think around, I had to have made it up in here. We were literally up here. I was like, I'm taking profits. And I had a fair amount of profits, and I took them, and, still kind of playing around those trades. But I've taken a lot of my leverage off the table. And I haven't gone into the US dollar yet. I don't really want to. You have 10%, 20% down. We've already gone down. Let's see. What's the percentage down we've been? We're at 10 to 15% down. So another 10% down. We'll come back to 23K. 30% down. You gotta be ready for that. So that would be normal within a bull market cycle. You have to understand that. This is more similar to this cycle. So say we've had something, I think we're hitting resistance in a similar pattern as this. So this is the 2015 cycle. That's not what we want. Let's see, we hit this, hitting that. So looking at 23 to 25%, maybe 30% down before we come back down. Also, we want to look at the 21-week moving average. That will be a theme more than likely this cycle. So that is sitting at 24. So multiple indicators are saying we're going down. Maybe we go up and then come back down. So it is what it is. Either on the larger scale, it's great accumulation territory. We got plenty of ways to go. And I think it's going to be a pleasant ride. Anyway, that's it for me today. I'll check back in tomorrow if I can. Peace out. Hodl on. Keep stacking sats.